This is my ranking of games like The Legend of Zelda that I've played, based purely on my personal experience. Each one is placed from masterpiece to trash, depending on how strong the exploration feels, how well puzzles and combat are designed, and how immersive the adventure is. Let's get straight into the list. Baldo the Guardian Owls drops me into a colorful fantasy adventure where a small village mystery grows into a larger struggle tied to ancient powers and magical owls. I move through a large overworld, visit towns, accept quests, search for clues, and enter dungeons filled with switches, puzzles, and hidden paths. Progress often depends on paying attention to conversations and exploring areas carefully instead of following clear markers. Combat relies on sword attacks, items, and positioning, while enemies can be tougher than the art style first suggests. I spend a lot of time discovering secrets, solving tasks, and revisiting locations after unlocking new tools. The hand-drawn visuals and calm music create a charming atmosphere, but uneven difficulty, clunky mechanics, and confusing objectives occasionally slow things down. It lands in my mediocre tier. Immortals' Fenyx Rising sends me across the Golden Isle after a titan escapes and throws the gods into chaos. My goal is to restore their lost powers by exploring different regions, completing challenges, and uncovering secrets hidden throughout the landscape. I climb mountains, glide across huge gaps, solve environmental puzzles, and enter vaults that test platforming skills and problem solving. New abilities open more routes, making it easier to reach distant landmarks and valuable upgrades. Combat combines fast sword attacks, heavy axe strikes, dodges, parries, and powerful godly skills against creatures from Greek mythology. The story mixes humor with mythological characters, while progression constantly rewards exploration with better gear, increased stamina, and stronger abilities. The variety between puzzles, traversal, battles, and discovery kept things fresh throughout the adventure. This one finishes strong in my excellent tier. Cadence of Hyrule Crypt of the NecroDancer transforms Hyrule into a rhythm-based adventure where every movement, attack, and action follows the beat of the music. I explore a changing overworld, enter dungeons, collect weapons, and battle monsters while staying in sync with the soundtrack. Instead of simply reacting to enemies, I need to learn their movement patterns and plan several steps ahead to avoid taking damage. Different characters offer unique abilities, encouraging new approaches to combat and exploration. Progress comes through finding better gear, solving puzzles, unlocking new routes, and defeating bosses inspired by familiar Zelda enemies. The randomized world layout keeps each run different, while the music constantly drives the pace of every encounter. Its creative mix of rhythm mechanics and classic Zelda design makes it easy to revisit. This proudly stands in my excellent tier. The Swords of Ditto Mormo's Curse places me in a colorful land where each new hero inherits the mission of defeating the evil witch Mormo. Every adventure unfolds across a rearranged world filled with dungeons, caves, secrets, and side activities, making exploration different each time I return. I collect weapons, stickers, and special toys that improve combat, and also help solve environmental puzzles. Some tools are familiar, while others add unusual ways to interact with enemies and obstacles. Progress comes from clearing major dungeons, growing stronger through upgrades, and uncovering pieces of lore hidden across the map. The roguelite structure adds risk without making each defeat feel too punishing, since some progress carries forward. Its mix of exploration, puzzles, combat, and randomized discovery remained enjoyable throughout. This finds its place in my good tier. Nobody Saves the World hands me the role of an ordinary character who gains the power to transform into dozens of different forms while trying to stop a growing disaster threatening the land. Each form comes with unique abilities, allowing me to approach combat, exploration, and progression in different ways. I unlock new transformations by completing objectives, then mix abilities from multiple forms to create stronger combinations. The adventure sends me through towns, forests, caves, and dungeons filled with enemies, quests, and upgrade opportunities. Combat revolves around managing different damage types, defeating large groups of monsters, and adapting builds to overcome tougher challenges. Progress steadily opens more forms, skills, and customization options, giving me new ways to tackle encounters. The creative transformation system carried much of the experience. This moves into the good tier. Oceanhorn, Two Knights of the Lost Realm, follows my journey as an aspiring knight trying to protect the world from an invading force while uncovering secrets tied to the land's past. I travel across varied regions filled with towns, ruins, forests, oceans, and ancient structures while working alongside companions who assist during combat and puzzle solving. Progress comes through exploring new locations, collecting upgrades, completing quests, and gaining access to useful tools like bombs, a hookshot, and a magical caster weapon. Many puzzles involve manipulating objects, activating mechanisms, and using elemental abilities to open new paths forward. Combat relies on swordplay, shields, dodging, ranged attacks, and temporary weapons picked up from defeated enemies. The adventure constantly rewards exploration with collectibles, side activities, and hidden discoveries. It earns a comfortable spot in my great tier. Death's Door assigns me the job of collecting powerful souls for a mysterious reaping commission, but a stolen soul quickly turns a routine task into a much larger adventure. I travel through interconnected regions filled with locked pathways, hidden secrets, challenging dungeons, and strange characters connected to the world's deeper mysteries. Exploration constantly rewards curiosity, with shortcuts, upgrades, collectibles, and concealed areas waiting beyond seemingly unreachable locations. New magical abilities serve both combat and puzzle-solving purposes, allowing me to revisit earlier areas and uncover additional discoveries. Battles demand careful timing, fast reactions, and smart positioning since enemies hit hard and leave little room for mistakes. Boss encounters combine unique mechanics with lessons learned throughout each area, making every major fight memorable. The combination of atmosphere, exploration, combat, puzzles, and rewarding progression never stop delivering. It deserves spot in my masterpiece tier. Tribes of Midgard places me in a Norse-inspired world, where defending a sacred tree is just as important as gathering resources and preparing for battle. Each run revolves around exploring the wilderness, collecting materials, crafting stronger equipment, and improving the village before larger threats arrive. During daylight hours, I search for resources, activate fast travel points, complete objectives, and hunt powerful enemies across a procedurally generated map. Once night falls, waves of Hellthings attack from multiple directions, forcing me to protect the settlement and prevent the tree from being destroyed. Massive Jotun bosses add another layer of urgency, slowly advancing toward the village and demanding careful preparation before confrontation. Combat offers a mix of melee weapons, bows, abilities, and consumables, while progression depends on efficient teamwork and planning. It ultimately claims a spot in my great tier. Ultra Age follows a young warrior on a mission that promises eternal life if he can complete a dangerous assignment on a hostile frontier world. Armed with a transforming weapon and supported by an AI companion, I travel through enemy-filled areas while searching for answers behind the conflict unfolding around me. Combat revolves around switching between multiple sword types, each designed to counter specific enemies and obstacles. As I progress, I unlock upgrades, strengthen equipment, and gain access to new abilities that expand combat options. Levels are built around repeated battles, resource collection, and boss encounters that demand more careful timing and positioning. The Energy Whip adds mobility by letting me reach distant platforms, gather materials, and pull enemies closer during fights. Despite some rough edges, the action remained entertaining enough to keep me moving forward. This finds a home in my good tier. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom starts with a young ruler setting out to create a new kingdom where people from different nations can live together under one banner. Alongside a growing group of allies, I travel across a colorful fantasy world filled with cities, forests, deserts, dungeons, and dangerous creatures. Exploration leads to side quests, hidden rewards, recruitable citizens, and materials used to strengthen my kingdom. Combat plays out in real time, letting me switch weapons, use special abilities, cast magic, and work alongside helpful higgledies that provide support during battles. Beyond adventuring, I spend time expanding my kingdom, assigning citizens to different tasks, researching upgrades, and unlocking new benefits. The steady progression, memorable characters, beautiful world design, and satisfying mix of action and management systems kept me invested throughout. This easily earns its place in my excellent tier. Tunic places me on the shores of a mysterious land with very little explanation, leaving me to uncover its secrets through exploration, observation, and experimentation. I travel across interconnected regions filled with hidden passages, challenging enemies, locked pathways, and puzzles that often require paying close attention to clues scattered throughout the world. A collectible in-game manual gradually reveals mechanics, hints, and pieces of lore, turning every new page into an important part of progression. Combat combines sword attacks, dodges, shields, magic items, and careful resource management against increasingly dangerous foes and bosses. Many discoveries come not from gaining stronger equipment, but from understanding how the world works and noticing details that were easy to miss earlier. The sense of mystery, rewarding exploration, clever puzzle design, and unforgettable discoveries stayed with me long after finishing it. This belongs in my masterpiece tier. Star Trek Prodigy Supernova revolves around a rescue mission across an alien world after the crew of the USS Protostar becomes stranded and separated. As I progress through different locations, I recruit crew members whose unique skills help open new routes, solve obstacles, and access areas that were unavailable earlier. Exploration plays a major role, encouraging me to revisit previous levels in search of collectibles, secrets, and optional rewards. Puzzles are straightforward, usually involving environmental interactions, switches, and energy sources that unlock the next objective. Combat remains simple and approachable, with light action encounters that keep the focus on exploration and progression rather than difficulty. The adventure steadily expands as more characters join the team, creating additional ways to navigate each environment. Its combination of accessible gameplay, cooperative mechanics, and rewarding exploration comfortably places it in my great tier. Those are my picks for games like The Legend of Zelda. Let me know which Zelda-like adventures you'd place higher, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.